Yo, it's Kevin Trades. This is my weekly recap on outlooks for DAX, the German index. So let's just get straight into it. As you can see, this is the weekly candle. We had a bearish week this week, opening at 23,723.7 and closing at 23,652.1. If I go into the daily, you can see we had doji, bearish, doji, bullish, bearish. Before I break this down, first things first, gotta look at the news. We had 1:30 retail sales on Tuesday. Wednesday we had FOMC 7 p.m. and 7:30, and Thursday unemployment claims. Is that all? I think so. Yep. Not that much news, but we had FOMC this week. So yeah, nevertheless, very good opportunity this week. Let's just get straight into it. So last week had this level for sales. You can see it did hold as high the week. Monday. Idea behind this level was purely just this, and you can see it held. All four drawn liquidities got hit. So let's talk about how you could have caught these trades. Yeah, very good week this week. So coming into Monday, Monday opened here. You can see we went down, and then we pumped straight the first drawn liquidity. If I mark out London session, you can see. Let's just go to the 15. London session came down, came back up, but we finally reached this drawn liquidity. The drawn liquidity here was just literally just OTE. I'm not gonna lie. From this protected high, because we swept all these highs, broke structure, and it was just OTE. You can see these OTE tops right here. High of the day held at what time? 9:15. I think it was around 9 o'clock, which is like perfect timing. Yep, 9:20. Amazing. Beautiful OTE top. You could have just limited this, stops above this high, protected high, or you could have entered manually. The issue is here, we did have a double OTE top, meaning we came back up to tap OTE again, but high of the day was already placed in. But you can see here, OTE tapped again, few little liquidity sweeps here, and we dumped to the next draw liquidity. But let's talk about how you could have caught these moves. New York session, we kind of rebalanced a bit. After this move here, we had a big move down, rebalanced that straight away. There wasn't really any moves here that we could have caught this buy up around New York session, because this was OTE. You can see here, decent reaction. But yeah, price literally just went sideways the entire day. So that was Monday. The level did hold as high the week. If you limited this with draws here, you would have made money. But either way, that was Monday. Coming into Tuesday now. Let's go to Tuesday. Price just went sideways the entire day. Tuesday opened. And yeah, at this point, it was pretty obvious we were going to sell off. Let's just mark out London session. But yeah, this is also a mini Wyckoff. So I will explain this mini Wyckoff. So you have this overbought swing, test. This is automatic rally. If the test runs past the automatic rally, that's fine. And then draw would have been this low. So this would have been my initial draw if I was looking to sell here. And you can see that here open. But yeah, you could have taken this off of this liquidity sweep, which was very clean. This was at 7 o'clock, but it still was nice. After this liquidity sweep, you had a huge displacement down. 5-minute inverse, 5-minute fair value gap. This is also a nice EQ tap. I can already see it. And then yeah, just dumped. London opened, taking obviously the first draw. As soon as we done that, we came down, started to reverse around 9 p.m. At this point, we're in the middle. Came back up, tapped this nice order block here. This was, I think, a 15-minute order block, sweep and a break, 15-minute order block, 15-minute fair value gap. 15-minute fair value up there. And yeah, just sold off. Honestly, you can see here, this was a breakaway gap. Later on gets filled, but then price just dumped all the way to the first draw or to 3 drawn liquidities. And these were just this low, and then we had these triple forward lows. This was a low as well, but the price, the gap between here and here was just a clean range, and you can see how it literally got eaten up in 1 or 2 hours. But yeah, price stops reversing around 3 p.m., which is fine. I want to have a look what New York session did, because you could have probably caught a continuation here. Not really. You can see it just dumps the entire time. Not even any order blocks. Yeah, you have fair value ups like here, pre-New York. Coming to New York open, we just displace down. This is a decent sweep around 3 p.m. That's probably high the hour, and then just carries on going. All the drawn liquidities got taken on Tuesday, which is nice to see. And at this point, I am bullish. Reason being, so how do I explain this one? So we had this oversold swing. This is a big whack off, right? Oversold, automatically test, test, test. Last final test, as we discussed last week, and then a big purge, taking all the draws. I did expect maybe this to happen, but we took all of them, and I kind of expected that as well because of the momentum. As soon as we took this, we're coming for this, and then obviously from here to here, clean range. So we took all draws, which is nice to see. What do we leave behind? We left behind this humongous oversold swing, very steep. You can see the candle ratio here, very steep. So your next draw would have been this high, and this was my next draw of liquidity being this high. So I was bias bullish until this high got taken. So that was Tuesday. Tuesday went sideways again, coming to Wednesday. Very good week. Let's mark our London session. So this is Wyckoff again. So I think Wednesday we had FOMC. Yep. What did the news do on Tuesday? Not much. I'm pretty sure it's just dumped. Let's have a look though. I think this was news. Yep. What was it? 1:30 p.m. Yeah, around here, just filled in this 5-minute fair value up. That's nice to see. 15 minutes, sorry. We have nice EQ taps along the way down, though. That's nice to see. Bring this lower. Very clean. But yeah, that was Tuesday. Coming into Wednesday, London session, we had FOMC today, so you can expect this choppy price action on the hourly. You can see we had a bunch of weak lows on the hourly. We didn't sweep anything. We just went sideways up. So you would have targeted like maybe this, this as well. But yeah, coming to London, we had this beautiful 4-hour fair value gap. If I mark this out, make it white, you'll be able to see the reaction off of this 4-hour fair value gap and off of this order block here. This is the 5-minute order block that we found earlier. So you can see this reaction here of this 5-minute order block plus 4-hour fair value gap, and it's pretty clean. Also, it is OTE from this high. I can already see it. Perfect OTE. 8:55, and I think that was high of the day, if I'm not mistaken. 9 a.m. high of the day. Yeah. Let's find out. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, this is Thursday. Yeah. So that was high of the day. Yeah, you gotta call this move high of the day. Yeah, these nice draws here. And if you consider this as a whole Wyckoff, you could have caught this move down to the purge, which would have been this week low because we didn't break up. And yeah, I will explain this whole Wyckoff now. Oversold swing, selling climax, automatic rally, test, test, test. Again, test runs past the automatic rally, that's normal. To bay buyers in and then purge. And yeah, you could record this move on the purge on the, let's just say, 15-minute close. If you just enter on the 15-minute close, targeting over soul swing, good trade right there. But yeah, so that was London session. Coming to New York session, we kind of came back up to retest high of the day. This is disgusting price action. I will mark on news because news was at when 7 and 7:30. And you can see the manipulation which occurred on news. Let's go and look on the hourly. This is a very nice Wyckoff on the hourly. So yeah, I'm not even talking about London, New York session because you wouldn't trade this anyways, considering FOMC is coming up. But yeah, you could have caught a sell maybe down to this low, because this was a weak low. But if you look at the hourly, you can see the amount of manipulation. This was a really nice RTO here at 4 p.m. But then, as soon as news dropped, we just reswept this RTO, and then we started moving, which is crazy business. Amazing manipulation. Yes, it is again OTE, perfect OTE plus sweep. So yeah, this was the last move down we had after news, and then we just went all the way up to the drone liquidity. But yeah, that was Wednesday. Yes, we had news, so you wouldn't really trade this bullshit here. But yeah, coming to Thursday now. One thing I would notice, the one thing I would say is we closed Doji, which was a good sign because we swept this low and then we closed Doji, as well as all this OTE business. I mean OTE RTO business, and then yeah, coming to Thursday, of course, bias is bullish now. 8 o'clock, you can see. Let's have a look. Big pump up. Could have caught a nice moves here. Your draws would have been these highs. Let's just draw a green line here. I want to look at it strategy wise. How were we on the 4 hour? So we were bearish still in the 4 hour. In the hourly we were bullish, I'm guessing. Yes, bullish. Last break structure. So low. Oh, we were bearish. So we would have been bearish, but of course my buys were buys. You can see on around 7 a.m. there was a really nice opportunity here. Just mark this out. There was really nice 5-minute fairly ups, like here, nice 5-minute inverse, and then of course this one right here. And then as soon as London opened, we just pumped all the way up to around here, which is fine. This got swept, tapped OTE, does this shit a lot where we edge this high, reverse, and then go back up. Pretty simple. But you can see this move, how fast we moved in a matter of 2 hours, which is amazing. Price comes down, sweeps this low, taps OTE from here. We had news as well, 130. I'm pretty sure I didn't really do much. It was just a weird hourly candle. You can see here 130 just came down, then price resweeps, and then this was a protected low because we broke structure, and again this was OTE. You could have caught this move here at New York session on Thursday. You had a nice draw here, this high that we edged, and yeah, this is a nice move up to this draw, and it actually held till the final oversold swing draw. So that was Thursday. Coming into Friday now. Let's have a look. London session. Wait, what? London session. Boom. So this London session, it was pretty simple. We opened around here. You can see this 115. We always talk about 115. That gap there, manipulation, whatever you want to think of it. But you can see price fills this gap in around 715. Comes up, takes high of the day, reverses, and we had a very nice LP on Friday. Of course, draw would have been this high. You can see clean range, honestly, from here to here. So kind of new price would go up. We had this 1 minute gap. If I zoom in, this 1 minute gap right here. So you can also see this as a mini Wyckoff if you want to think of it like that, but oversold swing, automatically test, purge, and then going up straight to this high. Beautiful price section. Of course, it is OTE as well. Around 813. Very nice. Low of the day held at like 5, but that's fine. Because it was a pretty strong sweep. If I look at it on the 1 minute, like this. Yeah, it's like on there, well, crazy. And again, of course, OTE region. But yeah, after this, OTE sweep, straight clean price action all the way to the drawn liquidity, and it is high of the day 910. If I go to the hourly, this was again it was very clean. You could have got this sell, but I'll mark this out as oh, what is that? This has got to be green, and then hold on, this here, as you can see, OTE sweep, and then nice traction. So you could have got the sell down if you want on Friday. Very clean, high the day held, nice displacement candles down, 15-minute fair value up, 10 o'clock straight reverse, took low of the day, and came for this low, which is nice. New York session didn't really do much. I expected price just go sideways because of how much we moved throughout the entire week. Very clean price action and no news on Friday, so yeah. I did see this though. This was like a mini Wyckoff, so you see oversold swing, test, purge, plus we took this, plus we took this, and then I expected price to come for this high. Didn't really come for it, we just came for this order block and then reversed. So that is nice to see. You can see here, this order block got touched and then we just reversed. So right now it shows sellers are in control. Nice little 1 minute order block, 5 minute fairly up. So yeah, this was the whole weekly outlook. Pretty good week. I really enjoyed this week. It was very clean price action. Kind of what you expect after you see this on the daily. Displacement down, came back up. But yeah, coming into next week now, what's the plans? What's the outlook? Projections? I am bullish. Oh wait, I kind of removed all my lines, which is kind of annoying. I will bring them back. So what I want to delete is just everything I just did. So like all of this. Thank you. And of course these. So we talked about this being a protected high. It did get protected. Next week, I am bullish to this high. This is high of the month. Like I said, if you see this as a Wyckoff, I will mark it out. Setting stopped. Automatically test. And then purge, of course. So next draw would be here. That's the plan. However, you can see price starting to come back down, which is fine because I want an RTO, which would be really nice in the 4 hour. If this 4 hour Wyckoff holds, it would be very nice. So my level would be around here. Yes, that's fine. I'll make a purple line here. What am I doing? Purple line here. It is also in line with this daily breaker block. It's also in line with this as well. 479 sounds better, so I will just put it 479. And that's more perfect on the daily breaker block. So I'll have that level for buys. I see this happening pretty simply, if I do say so myself. Drawn liquidities, so would be this high. This protected high ain't protected no more. Now we have a bunch of highs here that should get run through, and then from here to here it's a clean range. 200 points should just do its thing here, and then as soon as it breaks past, it should just go up. So that should be nice to see. I'll make this green. So that's one draw liquidity, 2 draws on liquidity for next week. If we look on the weekly now, you can see we had a weekly sweep here. We have this fair value up, which is our target. We need to reach this fair value up and then probably sell off later on, which is fine. But next week, let me go back on the weekly. This is perfect rebalance, if we do rebalance, that is. But yeah, I think I will just keep it like that, keep it clean and simple. That was the DAX recap and outlook. This is my projection for next week. I see price doing simply price just doing this. But yeah, it's either we do this, right, or we do this, something like that. But I expect an RTO of this, and then I will expect straight clean price action to the drawn liquidity. But yeah, that's the DAX recap. Keep it clear and simple. See you next week.